Okay, it's the Thursday right before Memorial Day weekend, and Chef Cherie is actually trying something for the very first time for us. We're making focaccia bread. And part of the recipe says you gotta dimple it. So she's taking her little thumb and going pook, pook, poke, poke, pooky poke, pokey pook. So we have 2 round loaves there, and then over here, there's a nice, they just rose twice. Now she's going to
Then it has to rise for another 2 hours.
rise for another 2 hours before we bake it. So wow.
But first I have to brush it with olive oil.
She's going to brush it with olive oil. Do you put the salt on now or later? Trusty recipe.
Cover and let it rise 2 hours. Turn the oven on. Once the dough is finished its final rise, then I paint it with olive oil.
Oh.
And
okay.
sprinkle with salt. So no, it just rises this time.
Rise for another 2 hours. Okay, well we're going to come back and we'll swatch a little bit of the pokey.
The poke's going to stay in there if it rises.
I know. Wow, this is like Rachel Ray. Every day with Sherry Day. What can we put in the dimples? Nom.
Olive oil is going to collect in there.
Okay, rise for 2 more hours. We're going to come back 2 hours from now, and after it's risen, and watch her baste it with olive oil.
I'll just set it in on the washer. I'm not going to do any more laundry, I don't think.
Okay, tune in later.
Put it in the oven.
Time to put it in the oven. It's raised a couple times.
Actually, looks like
Mom just sprinkled it. Sherry just sprinkled it with olive oil, or basted it with olive oil. Now we're sprinkling it. Speak English. Sprinkling it with salt.
Kosher salt.
Kosher salt.
That's enough.
I'd say yeah, it's probably salty enough. Yum! Those are some big spicy meatballs of a bread.
Right, this one's overhanging, but
all right.
If I shove it, that one's going to go further overhanging.
That's okay. This ought to be interesting. I have bread that's going to be dripping down into the bottom of the oven. Maybe I'd have another little pan underneath it. How about another little pan kind of sticking underneath?
I don't have another little pan.
Oh, okay.
A cookie sheet type. I don't have another
Cookie sheet. Well, now we'll figure out this problem. When we bring it out of the oven, you'll see what it looks like. Yum! Okay, it's time for the magic moment.
Do you think they look done?
Well, I can't tell. Looks pretty close.
Are they brown enough?
You make the decision.
Now that I'm getting more heat out, I want them to be a little bit more golden.
About 4 more minutes.
It said 20 to 25.
Really?
That would be, it's 24 already.
Quick, we got to make a decision. The film's rolling.
I know.
It costs $1,000 a minute. They don't look like they're done.
Ooh, they feel done.
Well, then you better take them out.
Alright, I'm going to...
Here one comes.
There's the casserole one.
Ooh.
There's the free-form ones.
And the freeforms.
Not so pretty, but...
Alright, I'm going to come back on when we get them on the racks. Alright! They're out of the out of the oven and onto the cooling grids. Yum!
You have to get them on the cooling racks within 3 minutes so the bottoms don't get
So they don't
mushy.
they don't get mushy.
Stay crisp.
I mean, the sun's shooting into the
Focus
sunlight
up
there.
on my nose.
I know, that's like
Jeez.
definitely filled up the whole screen. Alright, so we're gonna let this cool off a little bit. And we're gonna have a glass of white wine to go with it as we tear into it and dip it in olive oil and go like, num! Sherry's very first focaccia bread, and I hope it won't be her last.